Hello and welcome to Business Today. I'm Siddharth Zarabi and you're watching our coverage from Davos at the World Economic Forum. And with me now, Amitabh Chaudhary, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Axis Bank, one of the largest banking institutions in the country. Amitabh, welcome to the show. You've been here and before we get into some specific questions that are relating to the overall health of the banking industry in India, I want to begin by a comparison between the mood of the Indian CEO and the global CEOs. Indian CEOs dealing with their own challenges, but the global CEOs far more pessimistic perhaps than they were in the past.
You captured it quite well. I think Indian CEOs generally are optimistic about the Indian economy. The growth forecasts have come in from IMF. The local economists have also been talking about 7.5% kind of growth this year and next year. So in that sense, the domestic demand is there. Opportunities are there. Obviously, the private capex is not picked up, but the larger groups are obviously finding their spots where they are investing money, and they do believe that Indian economy will continue to do well. Global CEOs have a different problem. They don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, how the pack of cards will change, how the supply chains need to change, how tariffs could change, how, some countries who are friends suddenly are, kind of battling with each other in terms of some cyber rattling going on. So in that sense, I think there are many more variables to deal with. But the overall world economy forecast still remains pretty decent. So in spite of all that is going on, it appears that they are managing these challenges well. But yes, there does come a point where you feel not only frustrated, but you feel, what are we kind of really doing on a day-to-day basis, given so many variables that seem to be at play all the time.
Absolutely, and policy certainty is something that most CEOs would appreciate, but in the American context and its impact, that is clear. Tough one. Let's talk about our domestic story, and this is to do with the health of the banking system. I always ask you this whenever I talk, because over the last 4-5 years in conversations with you, we've tried to capture the health of the banking system. That question to you today, what would be the response?
No, the health of the banking system remains extremely strong. We did, over the last 18 to 24 months, saw a bit of a retail cycle developing. The retail credit cost did shoot up. Gradually, slowly, it has stabilized. It is coming down for sure. The retail costs are not only stabilizing, in some cases they've started going down. The bank, results which have just been coming out over the last 2 weeks are a clear indication of that. So in that sense, wholesale side is benign. SME, everyone seems to be watchful while it is growing at a rapid pace. No real signs of any problem as yet, and retail cycle is turned. So the profits are at record high. Capital ratios are pretty solid. On the credit side, things seem to be moving in the right direction. So I would say banks' balance sheets are relatively quite strong, as they were last year and a couple of years back also.
Amitabh, one of the points that, and you mentioned, and it's basically coming from there, are there any growth worries that you are seeing, particularly from export-intensive sectors?
Well, the export-intensive sector has suffered, especially when they're supplying to US because of specific tariffs which have been put in place. But Indians are resilient. I think they have found ways to continue to either supply to the US, or they have brought down the prices and they're cutting costs. They're also getting the support from the government in some form of some incentives, some schemes whereby they can get some respite. But I think long term, if this tariff situation and this uncertainty is going to remain and it's not going to get solved easily, and even if we sign an agreement, this tit for tat which keeps happening all the time, I think we need more permanent solution to this problem, that especially the smaller exporters do need to be supported. So my view is, I'm sure the government is looking at it quite closely, and hopefully in the budget or something beyond that, we will see some support being provided to the exporters.
Let's talk about the overall interest rate scenario. What's your own sense? We've seen what the RBI has done over the past several quarters. What do you feel is likely, given the way inflation is behaving, the growth prints that the RBI will read? Incidentally, a new GDP data series will also come out. So what's your sense about interest rates?
My view is that I think we are pretty much done on the interest rate side. I think the interest rates have been brought down to a level where they are quite supportive of growth in the economy. Further cut interest rates is not really going to lead to a situation where further growth will be spurred on. I don't think interest rates is the issue, or isn't coming the way of entrepreneurs investing in terms of capex or investing in growth. So my view is, and if you look at the inflation also, it's slowly, gradually, while there is a base impact, it will creep up. Currency is depreciated. We do import a lot of our stuff. End of the day, keeping inflation at 4 to 5% is not a bad thing for a developing and a growing economy like India.
You spoke about retail, so let's come back to that. The consumption story and the revival, especially on account of GST cuts. Which sectors do you see performing for retail lending going forward?
So when the retail crisis hit, obviously there was a lot of cuts which were done on the personal and the kind of the unsecured side, which is on the credit cards and personal loans. And obviously there were a lot of changes which were brought about in the MFI scenario also. So you saw MFI lending also going down dramatically. And now slowly, gradually, as the borrowers have worked their way through the system, they have, GST cut has helped them, the tax cuts have helped them. So either they're coming out of the crisis, or people who had to kind of go over the cliff have gone over the cliff, and well, that is past. Yes. The new set of borrowers, underwriting standards have been changed, they have been improved, the risk models have been further tightened. So in that sense, there is more confidence about lending to the borrowers, either who are borrowing in the past and want to borrow more, or about the new borrowers. So my view is that India obviously is seeing consumption growing, especially you're seeing on the metro markets, and slowly even in the urban market, in the rural markets, the consumption is growing. You saw the auto sales, they have broadly picked up. You are also seeing revival on the real estate side. You see on the, especially the retail market, and not necessarily the commercial, you are seeing a little bit of revival happening on the real estate sector. And obviously the investments in the infrastructure side continues apace. So it's a good story broadly all around.
Okay. One final point, and this is also to do with a topic that you have dealt with in the past, and this is private sector capex revival. In answer to those questions over the recent past, a lot of captains of industry point out that, listen, it may not be happening in previous sectors, but there is new money going into newer sectors. Is that how you would also describe it?
Yes, I think you are seeing new money going into some of the infrastructure sectors, and obviously the new stuff like data centers and renewables in some of those areas. Some of the areas like telecom have had a high base rate, so you can't continue to expect investments to continue at the same rate as in the past. So my view is that yes, the new sectors are attracting a lot of money, are attracting a lot of investment. A lot of business houses are looking at putting more and more money in that area. But the revival of private capex still remains, I would say, on the lower side. It is at similar rates as last year, but has it really picked up? Are we seeing some new spur in demand? No, not as yet.
Okay, one very final point, and this is with raising deposits. The challenges that at the macro level that the banking system has seen, are they likely to continue, or you see some changes?
Well, if credit growth is coming back, RBI has confirmed that they will provide durable liquidity. I think it's a matter of time, 12 to 18 months hopefully, where the deposit growth rate should also pick up. If it does not pick up, then credit growth will come down again. I mean, so at the end of the day, you want to keep the economy engine revving and, moving at a certain pace. The deposits have to be supportive of that growth. And at a single digit or a very small double digit growth rate, it's not going to work. So I think everyone is seized and cognizant of this issue. So I'm quite hopeful in the next 12 to 18 months, some of these numbers should start picking up.
All right, then, Amitabh, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for those comments with us today. With that, it's a wrap on this conversation with the MD and CEO of Axis Bank. I'll be back with more. Until then, goodbye.